and welcome to the New York Sofalites podcast. My name is Rachel. I am here with my oldest friend in the world, Stephanie, and today we are so excited to have our first guest host. This is our pal, Maura.
Hi.
Maura, she's a fellow Binghamton native. She is a Sofalite of the highest order, and we are so glad to have her helping guest host the pod today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining
I'm
us.
excited.
Yeah, so today we have a lot of thoughts. There's been a lot going on in the world. We're not going to talk about any of it, so you guys can relax. What we are going to talk about is continuing kind of our conversation of, we started out with some Mormon wives talk, and I think that what we're really talking about now, apropos of Haim releasing their new album, is just relationships and where we're at in the world halfway through 2025. So
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I think people are confused.
I think that's an understatement.
Honestly, I feel like that's why dating is crazy right now. I feel like everyone's confused. Like, nobody knows how they're supposed to act. Like, men have told me they don't know how to approach women anymore, and they're scared of, like, being creepy and
Good.
it's like, so I don't know, it's interesting. And so I feel like in a way, like, the men are kind of acting like women,
Oh,
and like the
really?
women are acting like men, and it's like, I
So
don't
do
know.
you think that like the men feel like they are being pursued and the women are more like the pursuers?
Yeah.
Oh,
Interesting.
interesting.
But then I've also heard from guys that say that, like, the dating apps are like mostly men. So I guess there is a lot of like male loneliness that's true. So I don't know. I don't know if what I'm saying is necessarily true,
Well, we
or
know
if
that
it's just
loneliness is a
me.
big problem. This
But
is
I feel
Yeah.
like every guy I meet is like, oh, there's all these women trying to hit me up. And I'm like, what? like,
so
like,
are they
Really?
trying to
seriously?
impress
like,
you?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
are they
know.
trying to
This
make
happens to me a
you
lot.
like
I don't know.
jealous? Like do the negging thing where they're like, I'm so hot. They all want
Oh, this is a
me.
good perspective. I don't know.
You're the lucky one that I decided to meet with. Yeah, I
Yeah, they're trying to create a scarcity mindset.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
See, this is why I need you guys in my life, because I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, this is
But then I'm
really
like thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, like, you're so lucky you have my attention. Like, who the hell else would see anything? No, I'm just kidding. That was mean.
no,
But like,
that's
but that's
not
No,
what my
no.
mean.
friends tell me. Like, my friends will be like seeing the guys that I'm like talking to, and they're like, "What?" And then I'm thinking to myself, this dude probably loses respect for me because I'm so like, why would I like him? I don't know.
Oh, so you're undervaluing yourself.
Probably.
Oh, see, this is like the economics of dating is so confusing now. I haven't dated in 15 years, so I don't really know. I missed all the apps and all that stuff that didn't exist the last time that I dated. It was pre-COVID, it was pre-Me Too. So many things have happened that I know have bearing on the dating world. So I'm just like fascinated, just like sociologically, as just like an observer by like all of this stuff.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, but yeah, Rachel, that's a good point. So like, okay, so I do think that a part of me just has not been taking dating seriously though, in general. So there's been a lot of like trauma bonding. But like,
Okay.
I don't know. But like, but I don't know. It's just so annoying though. So like recently I was on the apps and I went out with this guy one time, And then he went out of the country for 2 weeks, tried to hit me up on WhatsApp, and I just like ignored because I was like, okay, he's out of the country. I'm on nights. No, no biggie. Like, so then he hits me up when he gets back in the country, and he asked me out again, and like I think like I ended up like bailing on the date so I could work extra hours or something. And then he hit me up recently and was like, "Hey, do you want to do dinner tonight?" And I was like, "Well, I'm working tomorrow, but sure, I'll go to dinner, but I gotta be in bed by 10." And he's like, "Oh, no time for cuddles." And I'm like, dude, I just met you. Like, I'm not cuddling with
No
you.
time for cuddles. Like,
I don't know you well enough for cuddles. I have my cat for that. And then no response. So it's
are
like, oh,
you
you just want to take me
serious?
out to dinner to do cuddles?
Okay, so you met
Wow.
him in person one time, and then all
Yep,
this transpired.
yep. And it was
People,
like over a month ago. And it was like for 2.5 hours.
Okay, I have a lot of questions.
I have a lot of thoughts here, and I just want to say, I am married now, which is still weird for me to say because it hasn't been like that long, but it's only been like 3.5 years since I have not been like single and on apps, and it is, I just want to acknowledge it's a jungle out there. It's a
I'm
jungle. I don't want to say, like, I feel like it goes both ways, like him, her, they, like whatever, like there is just like a lot. And I also feel like people lost a lot of like they're saying at work, people lost a lot of like in-person etiquette after like during COVID, and I feel like there's some of that in dating too.
Oh, I'm
Um,
sure.
well,
and
I think I did a little bit. But I
that's
like
okay,
worked
but like
hard to
you're
gain it
not,
back.
but like at the same time, you're not making these creepy comments like I want to take you to dinner and cuddle with you. Like that's just weird.
Right,
Like,
and yeah, he's made comments before. There was another guy that like him and I were talking, and he kind of like stopped talking to me because I didn't want to like have him over at my house and like get intimate like more. I don't. It's just like I don't know. So like it's fine, but I think these men are like lonely or something. Which like they, I guess they are. I'm a little lonely too, but at the same time, like I don't know, maybe it's like I just don't want to rush anymore. Maybe
there's no reason to rush
they're
though.
more immature, younger, but they're not always. I don't know.
I have a couple of questions. I want to take it back to this scenario that you outlined. We'll refer to this person, the cuddle person, as John Doe. So to me, like back when I was dating, and now I was very young and things were different, like socioeconomically, like we were young, and like a dinner invite was like a pretty serious date. And if it was going to be like kind of just a booty call, it would be like drinks after dinner, or it would be like something else. But like, a dinner that's like seems like somebody who wants to do more than cuddle or like go on more than one date. Obviously, this guy was like pursuing you across borders. Like, seems like he was pretty interested. Now, just the mention of cuddling, which like could have been innocent, like we don't know, that was like a total deal breaker.
Oh, for me,
Yeah. You were like, absolutely not, nothing physical happening until we have like had this dinner, checked this milestone off, made sure that you're not a psycho, whatever it is. Like, he's not even allowed to bring up cuddling until you guys know each other better.
I think it was the point of like I've already kind of like sent the signals that I'm like medium low interested. I told him I had work. I set a boundary that, like, yeah, I could do something, but I have to be in bed by 10. Like, I have a
Mm-hmm.
responsibility. And then I think his immediate response being like, no time for cuddles, and like in the past when like he was out of the country or something, respond he's like, all I want is cuddles, all I get is struggles. So like he'd already kind of mentioned it before, so I was just what is this dude like want? Like
I
clearly
guess
he doesn't
like
want to take me to dinner, you know.
Well,
I
he
mean it
does,
sounds
but
like
he
he
also wants
yeah.
physical touch.
Sounds like he wants to cuddle. Now it is a little bit strange that like he
I don't
mentioned
want to
it
cuddle.
more than once.
Yeah, I feel
I love
like
cuddling, but like
Oh,
I
not as
don't
much as this
know.
guy.
well, I feel like
But like
I
I
feel
don't
like
know him.
right, and I feel like that's right. Like you set a boundary and you showed that you have like
We weren't even
responsibilities,
chatting.
i.e. your job, and he can't be like, "Oh, okay, like yeah, I get it. Like
And
I've
like
had
let's
early
just see how the
mornings
date
too."
goes. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
we could cuddle
Yeah.
till 10 p.m. if things go well. Like so it's
Yeah. Like
It
don't
is
be lazy
interesting.
about it.
but then
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I did set a hard like stop because but I also like kind of felt like why does he feel entitled to my body to cuddle with?
Yeah, no, that's like I feel like that is a
That's fair.
boundary issue.
So
Like
like
you
I
hit the
was
nail
just
on the
like,
head with that
dude,
one.
like I don't even know you. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
cuddles, how'd we get there?
Okay.
Yeah. And
You
I'm
know?
imagining your text thread and I'm imagining it not being super long. And
No.
so I'm imagining like that
And we
statement
don't
being
even have
like
that much
10%
chemistry.
of what you talked about. You know what I mean? Like in the grand scheme of things, like you haven't interacted with this guy much. You don't know him. And then that's what he brings up
Yeah.
instead of, yeah, I get that. Let's like have dinner or like, no, like I need to get, like I was going to get a later start
It just
tonight.
seemed
Like
immature.
it's, yeah.
And I was like,
Was he like 18 or was he in his 30s
no,
or
he's in his 30s. He's our
Yeah.
age.
excuse
Now,
me.
is he a person that maybe did a lot of dating kind of like previously to this where like he just was
He's
not prepared for like it sounds like this cuddle stuff like is
he's
part of his
foreign. He has
game.
his PhD. He's like a
He's
forever
foreign.
student. Yeah.
Okay, this is
Stephanie, you
illuminating a
know the
lot.
type. Yeah. And I just
Oh,
like it yeah. So like I just kind of was like, nah.
Yeah, no, this is illuminating a lot for me because I think you're right. I think that he was trying to like break down that boundary that you were setting and like try to tempt you with something like that is physical but that would be like innocent, like cuddling, and that is not cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Respect
So
the
I think I
boundary,
just
dude.
saw through it and I was like, I'm just gonna shut it down now. And then I'm in my mind, I'm like, if he's not interested after this, then I'm good. So
Yeah.
boundaries for protection.
No,
Yeah, no,
you
this is a good
gotta.
opportunity to say that we are pro boundaries and that this is an example of a boundary working as it was intended to.
I'm glad you set that boundary, Mara,
I
because
also am thinking more. I feel like the men that have said to me things like, "Oh, I don't know how to approach women," probably had like questionable characters to begin with. So maybe
Oh,
they have an
yes.
unhealthy view of women in
maybe
general. And
their
like, honestly, that's
boundaries
why
game
they're
is not
all
good.
in the past behind me. But like, I think there was like a part of me when I was on my healing journey that was like a little bit fascinated by like men like that. Kind of just like entertained conversations to like understand my ex better, maybe. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Or myself better, or like,
No, that makes
Yeah, that makes
sense.
sense.
Because you were
so
also
like,
testing how you would interact with someone like that post like breakup. So you were like
and
testing
and
waters.
like I also like so like I feel like I've met men that like claimed they were with a female ex partner that did things that they were like lying. That was like very like weird and traumatizing for me to experience on like the other side. And then like I have met guys that like with their partners that they've described things that I'm like, okay, maybe guys go through things like that too.
It's hard to accept. And I feel
So
like you got
yeah,
to take
so
it with a grain
like
of salt.
exactly. So like, but also it's just like, I'm not trying to torture myself. I think I'm just so interested in like human behavior that it's like a fascination or something. I don't know.
It is fascinating, I feel like. And yeah, when people tell stories about their exes, it's so interesting because you really only have one perspective. And sometimes I wish I
Yeah.
could, those blue like notebooks they would make us take tests in back in the day. Sometimes I wish I could just like give one to like the ex. Be like,
Like have them fill out
just
a
write your
survey.
story. Just like write your side. Just like fill this little booklet.
Yeah.
Just want to know what you think.
Well, yeah, so like
Honestly,
that's what was interesting is like I feel like I've had guys that have been like honest about like things and taken accountability, and then I feel like I've met guys who've like not until later or whatever. But
I feel
um,
like every guy should have to submit an exit interview after a relationship so that we can have the data. Like, we just need the
yeah,
data. We just have to
We just
know.
want to know. Yeah.
yeah.
And people are
But
allowed
I
to
don't know. It's like
grow.
interesting to get like outside perspectives sometimes, but then sometimes it's better to just be like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm done. You know?
I wonder if people are like the people that say like or the guys that say I don't know how to approach women anymore. Like to me that sounds like what's almost like woe is me,
Toxic.
like victim
I
That
just don't
sounds
me.
get it because
toxic.
I'm like, can't you just approach a human like a human?
No, exactly.
So
I
like that's
feel like if
like
the tables
it's
were
interesting. Yeah,
turned, like I would just want to be like, okay, like I'm not like I don't want to be a jerk, but I just want to be like a good person and hopefully that resonates and you know what I mean? Like it sounds like
Yeah,
those men are men who had questionable boundaries and now women are pushing back and they don't know what to do and they're too lazy to figure it out.
I think
Maybe.
that's
yeah.
exactly right.
I
And they're
also
trying to
like.
make excuses. They don't
Yeah.
I
want to change
also
their behavior.
Yeah.
yeah. I also know guys that think that any woman that is nice to them is like interested in them.
Sorry. I shouldn't, I don't want to laugh at people, but no, bruh.
No.
No.
No, because this is this very, I will tell every man listening, this is a secret about being a woman, is that you have to be nice to everyone because
It doesn't
Yeah.
mean anything.
it doesn't literally means nothing. Just like for your own survival as a woman, you literally have to be nice to everyone to ensure your physical safety.
Literally, your
And
chances of survival go up if you're nice.
yes, and bonus points if people like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Women can be nasty too,
Well,
though.
no, we're not talking about that. We're just talking like the facade.
Oh no, no, yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
but
know,
like
I
out there in
know.
the world, like to the
Yeah.
Yeah.
person at the coffee shop and to the guy helping you at Home Depot, like, of course we're being nice to you. We don't want you to take that 2x4 and kill us.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Shout out! Can we just shout out to the Home Depot guys? Like they are the best.
They're the
They're
Steph, you
best,
so
know
but
who
you
I'm
helpful.
talking
guys,
about.
no, this is probably where it starts because when we are in Home Depot, we are so pretty and so helpless and like it's just
I watch a lot of This Old House, Rachel.
I mean, I definitely do too. I'm handier than I
I
look, but
asked
when I'm in Home
I put
Depot,
up a
like,
shelf today. I drilled it into the
ah,
wall.
I have to
Stephanie
say I'm
is
not as
the
handy as I
drill
used to be.
person. I'm good at plastering
You are so good
Oh.
at
and
that.
tiling.
Yeah, I'm pretty handy with the spackle. I'm a
I can
good
fix a
Stephanie
little
is
hole.
good
picture
at the
hanger.
drilling and the toilet.
Mara has
Just
witnessed
kidding.
me rip out the inside of a toilet and replace
Yes.
the plumbing
That's really
because of a
impressive.
negligent tenant who was just letting the water the water would never stop running. It would just run through their toilet. The bill was like
No.
$2,000, and I was like, something is wrong here.
The water department reached out
They
to
literally reached
Stephanie
out
to
to
be
me
like, "What's happening
to
at
be
your
like, this
house?"
is not normal. They're like, we know we need
Yeah,
your money.
they're like, like, yeah, like
We're
to help
almost,
a girl
literally
out.
almost bankrupt this place, and they still reached out to me and came to my house and looked at like everything to try to figure it.
Listen, thank you and shout out to the City of Binghamton Water Department because
I
that's
know.
awesome. They didn't have to do that, and that's just the kind of service that you can
They
expect
truly
from the City of
didn't.
Binghamton.
They truly
Little
didn't have to.
benefits.
It was.
We should. Oh my god, we should make up a little jingle for Bing when it's like nice, like Bing a ling, or like
I'm saving that sound clip.
something.
Every time Binghamton is mentioned in
And
a
then,
movie or
when there's
something.
something bad, it's Bing Bong.
Oh my God.
Yes, and then we can have Rod Serling, who, the inventor of the Twilight Zone, was born in Binghamton, so we can like have him and then Mara, and then it's like a whole clip, and then it's like,
Oh my God, I love this.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Oh my God. It's so good.
You're
Binghamton is so
welcome.
good. We appreciate you.
We appreciate the water department so much.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah, they've reached out to me before about stuff too. They're
That's
pretty good
great that
though.
they're so proactive. I had no idea, but they're very good people at the water
Yeah.
department.
I mean, once you
Yeah,
pay a
I mean they were hunting
$2,000
down
water
my
bill,
address,
but
It's higher than usual.
but
but yeah, Home Depot. The guys
Yes,
at
no.
Home
The guys at
and
home also
girls.
shout
oh
out
my
to those
god,
guys, the guys and gals,
do you guys want tea?
Yeah.
always.
What
Okay,
sort of question is that?
Rachel Rachel was right. Is the premise. My contractor ghosted me,
Why?
and I don't have a contractor anymore. I don't know.
Okay.
Wait. Is this that is also Stephanie your
Yes,
contractor?
I
Okay.
didn't tell you, Stephanie.
Okay.
You
So,
didn't. I only reached out about one job, and then like when I didn't hear back, I think after reaching out twice, I was just like,
yeah,
that's.
he has had a lot of shit going on. So,
I mean, I
Okay.
had to, so I just like let it go. But okay, I feel a little bit better now.
yeah, so don't feel
I
like
thought it was because of our like little flirtation,
I don't
and I
think
was like,
so.
damn it,
I
Rachel was
don't
right.
I don't
Never
think
use a contractor. What
Well,
was the other
first of
one?
all, this
The,
is
the,
true. Never date your own contractor. That's just you can date a contractor. I mean, certainly,
yeah.
but not your
I
own.
stand by
No,
that. I
no,
no.
mean,
he
it's
came
hard
on to me.
it's hard to find a good contractor.
No judgment.
No
Just lessons
judgment.
learned.
No, it's
A
fine.
door
I
opens,
mean,
you
we
walk
never
through
had.
it.
We just really were friends, like
Yeah.
friends, friends.
Yeah. No, like
I don't know. He was always kind of like a mysterious dude. Like I know he's super nice, but I do feel like there's I don't know
I
a
think
little mystery there, something.
So let's to get back on track. So where are you, Mara, right now with like your dating objectives and priorities? Like, are you like looking for the guy? Are you
ooh, loaded
testing
question.
out different like, types of relationships? Like what's going on?
I'm enjoying my current state of peace
Peace is
alone.
I
good.
support that.
However, like I'm trying to just like get my life a little more organized and like get out more and like you know, like build friendships here now that I'm like I love my job. Like I feel like it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do. So I've been enjoying that, and I'm open to like finding people, but I think my approach, like I've been online, like to me it feels very like shopping,
We love
like
shopping.
like okay, I no shame to people who it works for, but I think I get like too overstimulated, too overwhelmed, and I'm like
Mm,
I
hmm.
don't I don't know, and I feel like I just don't. It's so like you're going in so blind, like so I think I'd like to approach dating less on like the apps, even though I'm still open to them, but more on like, okay, like what do I enjoy doing, like getting more involved in like hobbies and things that I like, and like hoping that leads and like developing friendships that might have like friends, and like kind of meeting someone that way, so I know I'm like within the same values, like the same community, like the same goals
Okay, so this is
or
like kind of an
interests.
old-fashioned approach. This is like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like
I
it.
think it's the best way for me because also like it's because like I can go deep into someone and something and anything, okay? So like I want to make sure I'm like in a state where I can stay grounded within my interests, and I'm not just like meeting some random person that I'm like, yes, you're fascinating, you're so interesting, tell me this, tell me that, you're great, blah blah blah, like building them up, and then it's like, you know, I don't
okay, so
know,
you
not
have
much
the tendency
return.
maybe you can get swept up in a person that like is interesting, but you're not interested in.
Yeah, yeah, I think I can.
Like kind of
Yeah,
like a Taylor Swift situation, like a Taylor Swift
maybe.
Maddie Healy. Like
I
it's
don't know.
very
We're just having a
exciting.
breakthrough right now, but yeah. No, I think I have that tendency. I also have like very like genuine relationships in the past that aren't like that. But yeah, I think I have like that tendency
Okay.
that can happen because I kind of like view everyone as like a special person.
And that's an
I know that
incredible
sounds so
quality, though.
lame,
No,
but
that's
No,
amazing.
no, I think that's great. And that's something I love about you as a person and a friend is like you don't like judge, like you're open to chatting with
like I'm
people.
really interested in people's unique qualities and I
Yeah, and
find
I
them.
that's like a rare, like that's more rare than you would think. You know, a lot of people come from a place of like judgment or you know, just like wanting a means to their end, you know, but like you like have a genuine interest in people and their qualities and like their positive, especially, you know, their positive qualities, obviously. And I think that's a really great strength. And, but yeah, I think you like what you're kind of saying in a roundabout way is like you want to wield that like judiciously so that you're not like casting some huge net and getting a lot of really weird
Fish.
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 I've caught some weird fish for sure.
I was gonna
Well,
say sea
speaking
creatures, but
sea creature, that's true. They can't all be fish. Some of them are
Hey,
mollusks.
one man sent me a song that inspired him about me, and it was about a mermaid. So,
oh,
Oh,
I love that.
I love
See,
it.
this is the fun side of dating when you have like these fun
it is.
interactions, and even if you don't like have a
I've had a man
relationship like
record
with that
himself
person.
singing three different songs for me. Yellow
Aw,
card only
I
one.
love that song.
it's a good one.
I felt so uncomfortable at
Did
the
he send it to you
first.
like in a voice note? Like, how did you receive
No,
this?
a burned CD, Rachel. Duh.
I'm
We didn't.
sorry.
I'm just kidding. We didn't have voices notes. This was in high
Oh my
school.
Oh,
God.
I
Okay.
thought this was
I was in
recent,
Okay.
and I
tenth.
was like,
I was in 10th grade, and I was like,
Oh
"Oh
my God.
my
Wait.
god!"
Will you tell me who it was? I'll bleep it.
oh,
Oh,
Because he was
I
in
see his mom a
chorus and
lot.
he's singing. He's such a nice guy. It was so sweet, but I was so awkward and like
He
Who's
like
not.
not
made you
awkward when they're
a
in 10th
demo
grade?
tape. That's incredible. He's a good
Yeah,
musician.
yeah. I mean, he has a nice voice, but I was like, my skin was crawling, and I was like, oh my god, I can't listen.
Okay, so that's too
Just
much.
because
That's not your
I
love
felt like it,
language.
but it wasn't like, oh, I can't listen because it's so bad and embarrassing. It was like I don't deserve this. Like
Oh,
I didn't want.
Or
I was like
not
I
that you
didn't.
don't deserve it, because obviously you do, but like, were you feeling like I can't reciprocate this?
Yes, yes. So therefore, I did not listen to it because I didn't think it was fair to his
You
feelings.
didn't listen to it?
I listened to the first verse of each song.
okay.
Talk about setting a boundary.
One verse
Yeah, I'm
only.
learning so much about myself right now.
Mara's early boundaries, not listening to the whole mixtape.
Oh my God. You are just a boundary setting queen
When
from
I was
day one.
younger, that's why I'm like I'm trying to channel like my younger self. So like, you know,
Yes,
like
it
Yeah.
sounds like
don't.
young Mara knew what she was doing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Like, what the heck? So that's what I'm like. I gotta go back to that because I think when I was in like turning my 30s and like I had some influences in my life that made me feel like an old maid and like there was a lot of pressure there that I think I put on
Turning 30
myself
is hard for women.
to like, oh, you better have a baby before you can. Like,
Yeah. It's so hard for women. I mean,
somebody said that to me once
ugh.
when and I broke up.
No, ew.
Ew.
Bleep his name
Ew.
too. Bleep all the names.
I'll bleep all the names.
Okay.
And also like mostly ill to the person who said that to you because
Yeah, never
just
okay.
Yeah.
ill.
So and like that was like a really hard thing for me to admit to myself that I had that like negative influence kind of affect me, but I
Well,
think a lot of women deal with that. Like
I
even men,
certainly
I think deal with
did.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think like I don't think it's like unique to women even to feel those pressures. Like I think it's kind of like everyone.
I think
Yeah.
it's worse for men, honestly, because men just like internalize it and normalize it so easily and quickly. They're just like, this is what's expected of me. This is what I'm gonna do,
But then
even when it's fucking ludicrous. And they never think about it or analyze it at all. And this
Yeah.
is how we have like the toxically masculine world that we have
and then when
currently.
they can't reach it, they resent you. Like I feel like I've had guys like do that to me
Mm.
where they're like they put this like thing they want to achieve about themselves and I'm like, you don't really have to do that, you know.
Yeah.
Also, I think men when they fall into that trap, that's why most men cheat.
Oh,
Sorry, I don't
interesting.
mean it like, oh, all men cheat, but like there are statistics.
So, like, of the men who cheat, you feel like they cheat because of insecurity.
Yeah, like, yes, okay, good way of phrasing it. Of the men who cheat, because I do think there's a lot of good guys that don't cheat, but I think, yeah, there's a lot of like, I'm doing the right thing, like, this person I've built, this facade, these things I'm achieving, and maybe they're just like blowing off steam, like, it's a way to connect with their younger, immature self, like, oh, boys will be boys, like, it's nothing to them, and that's why they don't feel guilty, and I feel bad, but like that
I
it's
think they do feel guilty. I
well
think
yeah, they
that's why
do,
they're mean.
of
Yeah.
course they feel guilty, and I think there's all like spectrums of cheating, but I think there is the men because like I'm kind of like making grace for the statistic of how many like percentage of married men have admitted to cheating. So I'm going to give like married men that cheat the benefit of the doubt that like they love their wives and like they're just like going based on like sexual urges, okay? So like
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to say
No,
is like if
I agree with that.
in
Yeah.
those instances I think it's like maybe that's like the man's reaction to that pressure that they feel of like they have to be like this man of the house, of this pressure, of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not making an excuse for it. I'm just saying, like, in a way, like, it could be forgivable because, like, you don't want to break up a family over, like, something that you could argue is, like, I mean, it's terrible. Like, you would hope
Well,
somebody would be
yeah.
stronger than that because, like, it's, of course, nuanced, but so
Yeah,
maybe it's
every
not forgivable.
situation is
But
different too.
yeah, but
Like,
I'm just saying, like, if you want to look at the statistic and, like, maybe a silver lining of, like, it's not, it's just, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
what is the statistic? What is
I think it's
the
like
percentage?
75 to 90%. I don't remember.
90% of married men have admitted to cheating?
75 to 90, and like
Oh
the
my God.
reasoning that they did it
That sounds way too high.
was just to experience something different.
I believe.
Okay.
And controversial take.
And it was like cuz like you could have like the most amazing perfect wife soul connection whatever, and it's like they just did it cuz they were curious to experience something different, and it wasn't any deeper than that.
But like, should they not also be like
I think it's always deeper than that,
responsible
but
and accountable for the fact that like, you know, you can have an open marriage and like everybody's marriage is different, but like it has to be communicated
Yeah,
to your
exactly.
partner and agreed
It's not open if
upon.
you're just cheating.
I
An open
agree.
marriage is an agreed
No, it's not
upon.
okay. I think it's less common in our generation, I would hope, than like the older generations, though, is what I'm saying.
Well, an
Because like these
interesting.
are
Oh yeah.
probably old statistics,
Well, I heard an
and I don't
interesting
even know where they
take
come from.
from Esther Perel on just like an Instagram video the other day where she was saying that statistically women get bored with their monogamous partners earlier than men do.
Oh,
And
I believe that.
I
interesting.
feel like that could be a reason
So a
like
men's,
women cheat too. Like novelty, whatever.
or maybe men like sense their boredom and like feel bad, and then
And then when they feel bad, they just can't like sit with that, so they have to make it someone else's problem. This is the
hmm
problem with men is that like they just can't like sit and feel bad like women do. We're so well practiced. We're just like so good at feeling bad, and men are so bad
We've been
at it.
conditioned to just sit
Like,
with feeling bad all the time.
yeah, we're like fucking monks, man, and men. The minute that they feel bad about anything, they have to make it somebody else's problem. They're like
they just
yelling
It's
at the
very common.
waitress and like all it's like
drop
insane.
bombs in our
I know,
room.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
truly
one
Yeah.
insane.
No, it's like it's true. They act out because I mean, I've, read that anger I think it's an easier emotion to feel than grief or sadness. So
Mm,
women,
hmm.
are like culturally like we're conditioned to be like on average overall like more able to feel that than men, and men culturally are the angrier gender and act out.
But they're
do you think
not.
that the Gen Z is like changing that, and that's why like they're so into the gender like fluidity, like
I
because
don't know.
I have recently been out in Rochester. This was part of the date with this guy, which is another reason I was like, I don't know if I'm really
Wait,
into him
cuddle
because
guy, John Doe
yeah,
cuddles.
yeah. So so anyway, so like we go to this bar, and it's like very much Gen Z, and like I feel like it was like a lot of like, like non-binary, gender fluid type of people, and like also the Gen Z girls, like they all wear like flat sneakers or whatever. Like, did you know about those?
Oh, I know. And they don't drink. It was
And they don't
I
care. Yeah, so like I don't know, but it was refreshing and cute and like great, but then I also like a part of me was like I feel like I'm in an elementary school dance or something. Like I don't mean that. I don't know. Not because they looked young, just because it was like very like it's like it just reminded me of like that young spirit of little kids that are like, look at my glasses, or they like, what? And like everyone's just like, yeah, man, and it's like nobody cares what they like. It's just like that
No,
innocence
you're
or something.
exactly right.
Like,
No, they're so innocent. COVID has broken these people. Like they just
yeah.
have not grown up. And like maybe that's good though, because definitely post COVID, we're interfacing with a generation of like, yes, they're more sensitive and yes, they're like easier to shatter, but also they're so
But then
generous and like
they're also
gentle
kind of
with each other.
sociopathic.
I don't think
The
so.
nurse is a...
Oh, the nurse.
I'm just
Well,
kidding. No, that's not true. So,
that could be like
okay,
a
there
survival
the
strategy
social
too.
media thing. There's a lack of empathy among the younger generation in certain instances, but I don't think they're self-aware of it.
I don't think they're self-aware of it at all because they
I
don't
think they're
understand the
detached
other
from
side.
reality a little. Like I think they don't I think they're so like been so exposed to online, like I don't think they realize that like, oh, I'm in real life. This is like a real situation that's in front of me that I'm important for. Like kind of. Like
Yeah, like they don't
some of
realize.
them get it, but some of them don't and it's like no, yeah, like it's just hard sometimes.
Yeah, they don't quite understand. Sorry. They don't quite understand like the consequences of their actions or that their actions even will have consequences.
Yeah, like it's like yeah, like sometimes I'm like your job matters. Your job matters.
But it doesn't to them because honestly, they could make
Like,
three
you
times as
know.
much as an influencer. They don't
Yeah.
care about jobs. We're like post job.
Well, yeah,
And they
that's
don't
what's
need jobs anyway
weird.
because they all live at home and they don't own anything. It's just like it's wild.
Yeah.
They're just like in this like constant state of arrested development, but they're so sweet. They're just like the sweetest. They're so sensitive too. Like they can't handle like a kissing scene in a movie. But
I'm
I
realizing
don't know,
how
like I
much I
was
don't interact with Gen Z. Anyway, go on.
But I think they're sensitive more about themselves. Okay, so this is my example. So this is my analogy for how I feel about Gen Z. So
okay.
have you ever heard the analogy of like a New Yorker versus somebody from the East Coast versus somebody from the West Coast. Okay, so like millennials, older generations, we are the East Coast. Okay,
For
you
sure.
you break down at the side of the road and your tire goes out, and somebody from the East Coast, New York, comes and they're insulting you the entire time, but they're fixing your goddamn tire for you, and they're like, "All right, man, like I'm sorry." Like, but this is what are you doing? Like, this is be more responsible. This is like tough love, kind of like, but they're doing it. That's kindness. You go to the West Coast, you have a broken tire, someone will look at you and be like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry about your tire," and fucking do nothing about it and walk away.
Like they're
And
friendly
that's
but
That's
Gen
not
such a
Z.
good
kind.
analogy.
Yeah. I've heard the like
Yeah,
East Coast is like not friendly but kind, and then West Coast is like friendly and nice but not actually kind.
yeah. It's like superficial, kind
Yeah.
of, and it's like I feel like in their case, it's not like they're
Or
in.
are they
I don't
inept?
know.
Like they're
Delusion. I think
friendly
there's
but
some
inept.
delusion. Like I don't know. They're like some. I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer that. I haven't thought that much into it,
It
and
is interesting.
I know I'm limited by my own experiences. So like other. I don't know. Like I'm only one person with you know.
Well, so with the generational thing, like, have you, like, in your work environment, say, like, where are you in the spectrum of like ages of people that you work with?
I feel like a lot of people in their like late 20s, early 30s, and then a lot of people in their like 40s and 50s.
So
So,
you're kind of like right in the middle.
yeah, in the
Okay.
minority, I'd say.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Steph, what about you?
Um in my particular, like in my department specifically, I think I'm actually still in the younger generation.
That must be so nice.
I don't know. I think it's
I
good
mean,
to have younger
I'm younger,
generations.
but
But like,
yeah,
yeah, there's been a lot
but
of
they don't know that
turnover,
I'm
but
older.
yeah, that's the other thing too, is I think people might think I'm younger, but
Right. So this is my perception. Like I'm definitely in like the younger, but like I don't always relate to them. Like sometimes I sit in the office with the older crowd just because I relate better.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like overall, I guess I'm on the younger side still, but I'm not like just starting my career anymore. So,
But I'm older. I'm on the older side than all of the nurses. So like
Mm,
my
okay.
peers, I'm kind of like younger middle. The nurses, they're all young. Like majority of the is younger, and then you have like a spattering of like my age and like the OGs.
okay.
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 So I've been at my job long enough that like when I first started, I think probably the youngest person that worked in, at least on my floor. And now I'm almost one of the old, like all of the people have turned over except for like a few of us. And now I'm like on the older side of the spectrum, which is so funny because like,
I wonder what Gen Z is gonna do when they're not the youngest generation anymore.
if they're anything like me, they're gonna have a complete
Yeah,
breakdown.
I,
Like,
yeah,
Yeah, I it's weird because like it's I want to be respected as an OG, but I
I do
don't look
not.
like it. Oh, I do.
I
I
have this
just want
But
to
problem
be
where like
my
people like
my
respected.
but like my life goal is I just want to be a grandma. I'm like a
oh
little granny on the inside. Like I just Stephanie and I have talked about. We had an Insta that was grammar
Yeah.
rules. Remember? I think I still have it somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, I
But
remember.
yeah,
You do have grandma tendencies in a
yeah.
good
But like
way.
I'm cool. Like I have a young
No, you
spirit, and I'm
definitely
like chill. But
do.
like I'm wise. I think I'm wise. I feel that
Yeah,
I
you
am.
definitely have like a nice, like an interesting mix of like young and wise energy.
I
I
like
appreciate
that.
that.
But it's
Yes.
hard. Like what I had struggled with so much was like going from being like a senior nurse on the unit to like a student and like a nobody, like not a nobody, but like nobody knows you, and
Mm-hmm.
like they're also like you're in a high stakes environment, and like I don't know, it's just kind of like hard to be like starting over. But everyone that like graduates from NP school kind of like deals with that. So
It's hard to start a new
Yeah,
career.
it
yeah,
It's really
it
hard.
is.
it's like starting a new relationship, except that you have to do it if you want it, like, because you have a goal to be in that career. But, obviously you don't have to be in a
And it's
relationship.
like my livelihood. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
right. That is also stressful. Like when I started my current career, I was single and supporting myself. And like that adds like another layer of stress. Not that I like wanted someone else to support me, but like when it's all on you, it's empowering
Oh,
and
yeah.
like in some ways it's amazing and great because you're like I can do whatever the hell I want. I can spend my money however, you don't have to consider anyone else. But then on the other hand, it's all on you. So you better not make a misstep and screw it up.
Yeah. Which,
yeah,
if you
there's
have
really
good
no safety net.
boundaries like Mara, that helps, right?
Yeah. I would
Yeah,
imagine. Yeah.
You're like, I don't have time to listen to the rest of this mixtape. I have to go to work.
I've heard what I needed to hear.
I
Boundary
get it.
set.
I get your whole thing.
oh, I
Boundary
had
set in bed by 10. No cuddling.
Except with Ollie, the cat.
already
Ollie the
said
cat.
that. You love me. He finally gave up. He was scratching for a while. I think I'm losing signal, but this was so fun.
We
We
gotta
should
do
do it
was
this
so
again.
again.
fun.
Yeah.
We will
We didn't even
definitely do it
talk about
again.
Mormon wives, so we have to follow up with
Yes, we
Mormon, like
Yeah.
will.
what we've observed with like Mormon dating versus like secular dating.
Secular dating versus, yes,
Yeah.
versus non-Mormon
Maybe I'll
dating.
watch it and get inspired. I heard they're like unhinged, and that's like the appeal or
Oh
something. Like,
yeah.
because they don't understand like social media and like
I
modern
don't
life,
think
so they're
they
just
get
like
it.
not understanding the scale. So they're just like totally
It's
like
honestly so wild.
uncensored. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, the behavior of the men is like it's a constant problem. So we're going to continue to unravel it in
Mm.
this the week of all of the like menswear shows in Paris, right? On the heels of another what it has been said to have been a wonderful PT Uomo. Like it's just watch your backs out
Everybody
there,
be
ladies.
careful.
Everybody be
Everybody
Yeah.
be
safe out
safe.
there.
We hate violence. We just want everyone to be safe. And don't and that extends to dating. No violence in dating, okay?
No.
Emotional,
No cuddles.
emotional, physical. Don't weaponize cuddles. Like, just don't.
No.
Mm-mm.
Just respect boundaries.
Bye bye,
Thank you.
Tatiana.
Thank you all for joining us. This has been New York
Uh,
Sofalites. As always, follow us on Instagram at nysofalites, and you can send us an email to nysofalites@gmail.com. You can listen to all of our episodes on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, and you can watch them on YouTube.
Yes. Yes.
We
We
appreciate
appreciate you,
Mara
Maura.
so much for guest hosting the show today,
I
and we
appreciate
will
you for
continue
having
this
me.
Yes, we
conversation.
gotta continue the conversation.
Yay.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
Thank
you.
All
you.
right. Bye,
Bye.
guys. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.